What jingle's been stuck in your head for years?
Shake and vac.
Oh, that's good. Forgotten about that. So let's talk about present day, which is your happiest.
Yeah.
So you mentioned you're slowly trying to reduce your hours and days.
Yes.
I'll believe it when I blimming see it, Helen Calcraft. I mean, you're not an 80% person, so how's that working for you?
Well, I tried working part-time, and actually I think it's a problem with my personality for sure, but also I think it is a challenge in account management, because in the end I think it's very hard as a senior account leader to not be available to your clients when they want to call you or when they want to email you and say I'm not in for 24 hours, because when they escalate to a senior person, it's because they've got something really on their mind and they need you, and that would be the same for your clients and for your teams. So I found trying to not work Fridays and Mondays, I ended up not being paid for Fridays and Mondays, but working anyway, or feeling as though I was letting people down. So I didn't really feel that was going to work. So we're trying something. Whether it works or not, I don't know. But I'm taking chunks of time off rather than I'm not here on Fridays. And I think it could work.
So that's where I'm at. I take the holidays off.
Yes. Well, and then the other thing I think we all do as women is that we feel guilty that we're failing to work part-time as well as failing to work part-time, and then failing at having the time off, and somehow there's a lot of guilt gets introduced. And one other way to manage that, I think, is if you think in your mind, I'm going to do 2 hours work on a Friday, but I'm going to be at home and present for tea time and bath time and homework time. I almost find that alleviates the guilt than saying I failed to have a whole day off.
I like that. What do you think about shorter days?
I love the idea of shorter days.
So this is the new thing I'm toying with, because we've always supported part-time, whether it's men, women, doesn't matter.
Yes.
Parents, not parents, whatever.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always work, and it makes me feel good that you've said it out loud, because I've been trying different methods for years.
No, and then you end up feeling as though you failed.
Totally.
And that's not the name of the game. And I do think shorter days would be an interesting thing to look at.
And it works if your client's understanding and your team are the right team. Otherwise, I'm not sure it works.
Absolutely. And all of these things are difficult because you don't want to put an unfair onus on the people who work with you and around you because you're trying to do something. So it's a work in progress, isn't it?
That's what I like to hear. It's a work in progress. I've always felt, I haven't got it right. I've never got it right.
But you probably have got it. I always think, I've got this terrible bugbear about the work-life balance. It's one of people's favourite things to ask about in any kind of interview or podcast. And I say, you never ask a man about their work-life balance, 1. And 2, work-life balance isn't today did I manage my day off, but over the period of being where I am in my career and where I am with my family, or whether I've got an elderly parent or whether I'm trying to build a new relationship, have I got it right over a period of time rather than did I get it right today? And I think so work-life balance for me is over your life, did you have the right balance? Not did you have the right work-life balance this week? Because if you try to do that, you often fail. Whereas I think if you can have the confidence to say, it's school sports day and that's important and I'm not missing it, but if I end up making a call on a Friday and I'm sleeping well, is that work-life balance? I think it is.
It's the compromise, right? So I don't mind missing pickups during the week if I can provide for the school trip.
Yeah.
I'm okay with those things.
Exactly.
What's the main issue in our industry at present, and how do you think we're going to be able to tackle it?
For me, the main issue in our industry is confidence. I think we are an industry that is going through something of a crisis, and we've lost our collective faith in the power of what we do. And I think that then causes a whole range of challenges and difficulties, because what we do is incredibly important, it's incredibly powerful, and on its best day, it's transformational for businesses. But we don't have the confidence to charge what we should charge our clients. We therefore don't make really great margins. We therefore don't pay our people as much as they deserve to be paid. And there's a whole load of things that come with a collective lack of confidence. And of course, that's partly from competition, because there are so many good companies out there battling for their slice of the cake. But I think if we had a collective belief that the creative industries, in a world where AI is coming, originality, creativity, and that, the original nature of human thought is got to be at a premium. And I think we're now very worried about AI rather than thrilled and excited and embracing it. And if I look at, some of the brands that we've worked on over the last decade, whether it's transforming how people, playing a part in transforming how people felt about Amazon from dislike and respect to affection, Yorkshire Tea, how we've been able to build these clients, Virgin Atlantic getting back into the skies after COVID. What we do is of huge value to those businesses. And yet the way we talk about ourselves, the way we charge, the way we think about our role in the global economy, let alone the British economy, I think we've got to give ourselves a proper talking to. And collectively, I think as an industry, we should take a lot more pride in the difference we make.
Even at a small scale.
Indeed.
Right, looking forward. You've pretty much done it all, haven't you? You've opened 2 agencies, built and sold 2 companies, MCBD and Lucky's, beaten 2 rounds of cancer.
Yep.
Brought up 2 strong females. What is next?
I think I've got a huge amount still to give. I love my job, and if I can successfully transition into a chairing role and not drive Cressida mad, then that will be fantastic. And I'm not done with the industry by any stretch of the imagination. I've just stepped down after 15 years of working with cancer research, partly because I thought they were going to get bored of me, because I was bored of me and the things I had to say. After 15 years, I think you do need freshness on a charity board, but I'd love to do more charity work. I really would. I'd love to do more for the feminist cause and for women and girls and for inclusion generally. So I think I've got a bucket of things to give in that area. And obviously I'm still very passionate about Time 2, the movement to eradicate sexual harassment from the industry, and we're not done yet. We're not done, nor are we done with the feminist movement. So I kind of feel like there's plenty still to do in the industry. And I feel excited about, in the nicest possible way, handing over the day-to-day reins to some incredibly talented people who are better than me.
What's your biggest professional mistake?
Oh
that
God.
you can talk
I
about
made
on camera.
So many. The first really big professional mistake I ever made, and how that has impacted me, because I still shudder even thinking about talking about it.
Awesome.
So I was a 2-year-in account manager at Abbott Mead Vickers, and I was working on the Sainsbury's business. And I was also, because I was working hard and being a Tigger and being a people pleaser, they gave me the treat of putting me on the RSPCA account. And one of those was not leaving your dog in a hot car in the summer. In the good old days where you used to play out your television commercials, I managed to play that out instead of the Christmas ad. So at Christmas comes out on air, on television for a charity with no money, an ad about hot cars in the summer. And my bosses at the time, this wonderful boss, Sarah King, I was so mortified. And I think we worked out at the time, it was stopped immediately after 1 or 2 plays, but it cost the charity £20,000, which the agency then had to honour because it was a charity and it was our mistake. And they honoured it. And Sarah, being the best boss in the world, said to me, "You are mortified enough without me needing to tell you off." I learned so much from that, because any other boss or any other agency would have fired that person, would have shouted at that person, would have belittled that person. And she just knew enough to know that I was already mortified enough for 100 years. And now, so if anybody really makes a big mistake at Lucky's, and someone did recently, I told them that story and I said, I don't need to tell you off or discipline you, or because I already know that you're going to feel terrible. And I think how you treat people when they up is quite a testament to who you are. And if Sarah hadn't been that, I wouldn't have had that learning.
You've just got to be supportive, because
it was terrible mistake.
It's about, but we all up.
That was bad.
We all up,
really
and it is usually about TV ads and playing out.
God.
What's the best piece of advice you can give someone about to start their career in advertising?
Say yes to all the difficult things. Put your hand in the air for the things that other people don't want to do. Because I think people get very, very concerned with, am I doing the right things to build my career in the right way to get the promotion that I want? But the very best people and the people who've gone the furthest, that I've known in my career are those who go, yeah, I don't mind doing that. I'll do that. I'll do the difficult account. I'll do the thing that's a bit less glamorous. Because I think if you're at the top of an organisation, you're so grateful to those people and you do really see them.
And it's fun to do difficult, like to transform something or to get
Yeah.
into the difficult piece of business or to say, I turned that around.
Exactly. And there's so much joy in that and so much fulfilment in it.
Finish the sentence. If I wasn't in advertising, I would be a...
Well, I would have always said actress. And I did actually just go back to the Guildhall and do an acting foundation course last year.
No way.
Evening course. And I do love it. And I took a decision at 21, having always thought I would be an actress, that I didn't want the life of an actress. I loved the craft of acting, but I thought the life around it was incredibly hard. But if I could wave a magic wand and be a bit part in Happy Valley, I'd do it tomorrow morning.
Never too late.
Yeah, well, maybe.
You did it.
I
We
did
did
it.
it. We did it. I'm so touched you came. Thank
I'm
you
so happy
much.
to have been
Thank
invited.
you.
Thank
Oh
you
my
so much
God.
for having me. Pet peeve, plants, I hate them.
What? Look
know,
at what's
I'm
behind
sorry.
you
I'm
and
sorry.
here.
I'm not a plant girl, I'm all about the fresh cut flowers.
I literally could not surround you with more plants right now.